All right, let's talk about one of the most common, but also one of the most confusing parts of any job offer, the 401k. We're going to peel back the layers on this thing and really get into what your employer might not be telling you loud and clear so you can actually take charge of your own retirement savings. Okay, let's just dive right in with a $1 million question. You look at your 401k statement, you see that company match piling up, and you think, awesome, free money. But here's the thing. Is it really your money right from the get-go? Well, the answer is a little more complicated than a simple yes or no. To really get why this stuff matters so much, we have to see how dramatically things have changed. We used to live in the age of pensions, what they called defined benefit plans. Your company basically said, work for us and we promise you a certain check every month for the rest of your life. They took on all the risk. Today, it's a whole different ballgame. We have defined contribution plans, like a 401k. And that means all of it, the risk, the choices, the final number, it all rests on your shoulders now. Yeah, this really sums it up, doesn't it? It's not a passive system anymore where you just punch a clock and wait for a guaranteed retirement check. Your financial future literally depends on you understanding how this works and making the right moves. So, with that heavy thought in mind, let's get back to basics. What exactly is this 401k account that's supposed to hold our future? At its absolute core, a 401k is simply a retirement savings plan you get through work. But the magic, the key feature, is that it lets you stash away a piece of your paycheck before the government calculates the taxes you owe. And this is the part that helps you right now, not just in 40 years. Because your contributions are pre-tax, it actually lowers your taxable income for the year. What does that mean? It could mean you owe less in taxes come April, or maybe you even get a bigger refund. It's a win-win. Now, just to make things interesting, some companies also offer what's called a Roth 401k. It's basically the reverse. You pay your taxes on the money today, but then all of its growth and all your withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free. It's just a different strategy to think about. Okay, let's get to the fun part, the part that everyone gets excited about. This is the big hook employers use to get you on board, the company match. And this is exactly how it feels, right? They pitch it as free money, a bonus for doing something you should be doing anyway, saving for your future. But as you can probably guess, there's a little more to it than that. So here's a super common setup you'll see. Your company might say, we'll match 50 cents for every dollar you put in, up to 6% of your salary. So if you contribute 6% of your pay, they'll chip in an extra 3%. Think about that. That is an instant 50% return on your money. You are not going to find that deal anywhere else. It's an amazing deal for you, for sure, but what's in it for them? Why are companies so willing to just hand out this money? Well, there are two huge reasons. First, every single dollar they contribute to your account is a tax deduction for the company. And second, in a tight job market, a good 401k match is a major perk to attract top talent, and more importantly, to get them to stick around. And that idea of sticking around brings us to the single most important and honestly the most overlooked part of the company match. This is the catch. This is the fine print. We're talking about the vesting schedule. So here's the bottom line. Vesting just means ownership. Let's be crystal clear. The money that comes out of your paycheck, that is always 100% yours from day one. But the match, the money your employer puts in, that's not really yours until you are vested. And that means you have to work there for a certain amount of time. Now, there are two main ways this works. The first is called cliff vesting, and it is all or nothing. If there's a 3-year cliff, you own 0% of the match for 2 years and 364 days. Then on that 3-year anniversary, bam, you own 100%. The other type is graded vesting. This is more of a slow burn. You gain ownership bit by bit. Maybe you own 20% after 2 years, 40% after 3, until you finally work your way up to 100%. So let's put this in really stark terms. Imagine your company has a 3-year cliff vesting schedule. You work there for 2 years and 11 months, and then you get a fantastic new job offer. How much of all that free money your employer contributed do you get to take with you? Exactly this much. 0. A big, fat nothing. It all goes right back to the company. Okay, so another thing we all kind of feel about our 401ks is that the money is just untouchable. Like it's locked away in a vault. And, well, that's kind of the point. Let's talk about why that is and what the real rules are.
The whole system is designed to stop you from raiding your future retirement savings. So yeah, in most cases, you can't touch it without a penalty until you're 59 and a half years old. If you pull money out before then, get ready for a double whammy. You'll pay your regular income tax on the amount, plus a painful 10% penalty on top. Ouch. The main ways around this are if you leave your job or in some very specific hardship situations. So, what's the smart move when you leave a job? It's called a rollover. Instead of cashing out and taking that huge penalty hit, you just move the money. You can open up an IRA or move it into your new job's 401k. You just tell your old plan provider to send the money directly to the new one. No taxes, no penalties. You're just moving your money from one retirement pocket to another.
All right, we've gone through a lot, but now you have the crucial info, the stuff that's not always on the front page of the benefits pamphlet. So let's wrap this all up into a simple action plan for you to take control. Here they are, your 4 keys to 401k success. Number 1, and this is the most important, always contribute enough to get the full company match. Don't leave free money on the table. Number 2, know your vesting schedule. Understand it and factor it into your career decisions. 3, treat that account like a lockbox. Avoid those early withdrawal penalties at all costs. And finally, number 4, when you switch jobs, make a plan. A rollover is almost always your best bet. Look, understanding your 401k isn't just about numbers. It's about taking control of your own financial destiny. The responsibility is all yours, but you know what? So is the power. If you found this helpful and you want to get smarter about your money, do us a favor and subscribe to the channel for more explainers just like this one. Thanks so much for watching.